Okay, so for the rest of the hand bones, slide back a little bit again. So we talked about Scaphoid a little bit already. We'll make our way back over there. One of the first ones that we usually work on finding here would be Lunate, which is going to be in the middle of between radius and ulnar. So if we go ahead and flex the wrist, Lunate should be the one that pops up into whatever finger you're using to palpate. Extension, it should go away from you. So basically with all of these proximal row bones, you're going to be able to use some sort of flexion deviation as your confirmation. Distal to Lunate is going to be Capitate. That's also going to be found following third metacarpal down, and the first bone that you find that is not your long cylindrical bone is going to be Capitate. So when you flex and extend here, you should not feel anything popping in and out of your hand, and Lunate you will feel moving out and in when you do flexion and extension. So that's Lunate and Capitate. Lunate is a good one to use first because it's kind of center to everything else. So that's when you could then, come this way. You can use your snuff box. That's the one that we're using to do the palpation specifically for Scaphoid. But if you worked your way laterally, if I have my hands here, I would assume that I would also be on Scaphoid, and I would use that as stabilization for like manipulations and stuff, which again, you guys get into in musculoskeletal. Staying on what's actually the lateral side of the hand, after you find your Scaphoid, the next bone distally is going to be Trapezium, and Trapezium holds the thumb. So if I'm going to move the thumb around, circumduct, the trapezium should not move, but the first metacarpal will. So that's going to be your confirmation there. So trapezium is distal to Scaphoid, proximal to first metacarpal. So that would be your confirmation moving the thumb. Moving medially on the anterior side of the hand, we're going to have the pisiform bone, which is almost kind of like the patella. It's like this free floating bone here. So it's a small, kind of like a large pebble that you can move medially, laterally. Again, we can do mobilizations here. There's a few muscular connections, but it's not like directly attached like all of your other bones in the hand are. From here, moving off of the ulnar styloid is going to be the Triquetrum, and that is going to be same thing as Scaphoid. This time when you radially deviate, it's going to pop into your finger. Ulnarly deviate, it moves away. And then from Pisiform, I'm going to fall back on there. If I think about making a line from Pisiform to the base of the index finger, there's going to be another bony prominence deep within here, and yours is not the most prominent, but right there, that's going to be your hook of the hamate. So we're not palpating the hamate bone itself, just the hook of the hamate, which is going to be right there. Let's see, we covered Scaphoid, Lunate, Pisiform, Triquetrum, Capitate. The Trapezoid we will not palpate, but that would basically be between Capitate and Trapezium. So Trapezoid, Trapezium stay together on, again, what's the lateral side of the hand. That's it. Okay, so that's it. That's all of your carpal bones. While we're kind of